Hello and welcome back to the FSS Football Channel and today's edition of Premier League Preview. Now last week was a low scoring week with only 3 of the games having more than 2 goals, and unfortunately it was a week where we saw 2 games called off due to COVID-19. Results wise, we didn't see many shocks, but one that we had to wait for was the Newcastle United versus Liverpool game, where Newcastle stole a point at St James's Park to hold the champions and the league leaders, Liverpool, of course, now putting them only 3 points above Manchester United, having played an extra game, meaning Manchester United can go level on points with Liverpool if they win their game in hand. Looking at the Premier League table, it is Leicester City and Everton holding the remaining top 4 spots. And then looking down at the bottom half of the table, Arsenal finally come out of 15th and moved all the way up to 13th. Thanks to them 2 last results, of course, that 3-1 win against Chelsea and their 1-0 win over Brighton. And of course, Sheffield United, Fulham and West Brom are taking up all 3 relegation spots. Anyway, let's get into this week's fixtures. Everton versus West Ham United. Everton, of course, missed their last game against Manchester City thanks to a positive COVID-19 test around the Manchester City camp. West Ham, they drew 0-0 in their last game, and Everton will be the more confident of the two. They come into the game sat in 4th place. A win could take them 2nd in the Premier League based on results out of their hands, of course being the Leicester result and the Manchester United result. Obviously, as I said, Everton didn't play last week due to that their game being called off, meaning they will be fitter than this West Ham side, and I think they are the better team, so I'm going to go for an Everton win. By how many, you ask? 2-0. Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Now, of course, I will be doing a match preview for this game, so if you do want to tune in to that, make sure you hit that like button below. Especially make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell on so you are notified when that video comes out tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going for a 2-1 Manchester United win. Also, please do make sure you tune in to the watch long. That will start at 7:30. Kickoff will be at 8. Be there or be square. Tottenham Hotspur versus Leeds United. Tottenham also missed their game last week, having had their game called off on the day that it was meant to be played. Mourinho was not a happy bunny about it, posting this onto Instagram. Leeds come into this game in fantastic spirit, having battered West Bromwich Albion 5-0. And I believe this game is going to be an interesting one. I think Leeds will set up to play the same way they did against Manchester United, and Spurs will know that. I think they'll set up pretty similarly to how Man United set up. I think they're going to have quick players on the counter-attack, but of course they're going to have more quality. Instead of having a Dan James, they're going to have either a Gareth Bale, or Steven Bergwijn, or Heung-min Son. I can see this game going either way, really, but I am going to go for a 1-1 draw. However, I can see Spurs nicking it. I don't think Leeds will win it, so take that as you will, but I will go for a 1-1 draw. Crystal Palace versus Sheffield United. I won't keep you here for long. It's going to be a boring one. I am going to go for a 0-0 draw. Brighton versus Wolves. Brighton comes into this game sat in 17th in the Premier League, having just lost their last game to Arsenal, while Wolves come into this game also having lost 1-0. But this was to Manchester United after Marcus Rashford had his shot deflected in past Rui Patricio. Manchester United largely dominated the game against Wolves. Wolves weren't great. They sat back, and today they won't do that. They will go play on the front foot a bit more. I don't think Brighton have enough quality to really trouble that back line, which is very good. I don't think Wolves have a goal threat as such, but I think they will find a goal today, and I'm going for a 1-0 Wolves win. West Brom versus Arsenal. West Brom were awful in their last game against Leeds United, being smashed 5-0, and Big Sam is going to give that team an absolute bollocking. That was not good enough from West Brom, while Arsenal came to the game off the back of a win, which moved them to 13th in the league. So, round of applause for Arsenal. Of course, Arsenal do look back on track. They beat Chelsea, beat Brighton, and West Brom will be a winnable game for them. And I think they will win it. I think that front three of Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Emile Smith-Rowe looks fantastic. Whoever's up front, whether that is Lacazette or Aubameyang, they're going to be dangerous. They're going to get the ball. Lacazette seems to be the man in the goals at the moment, not Aubameyang. But whoever starts up top will get chances. And I think West Brom will sit back like they did against Liverpool. But I don't think they will be able to pull off what they did against Liverpool. I think Arsenal will win this game. I'm going for a 2-0 Arsenal win. Burnley versus Fulham. Again, I think this is going to be a boring one. I'm not going to hold you here for long. I don't think either team look amazing. However, I think both teams will think they could probably just about snatch it. However, I don't think any will. I am going for a 0-0 draw, and I think both teams will be happy with a point. Newcastle United versus Leicester City. Newcastle, of course, was the shock of last week, holding Liverpool 0-0 at St James's Park. However, they didn't offer much or anything really going forward. They had a few chances here and there, but nothing really that amazing. And against Leicester, I don't think they're going to be able to sit back like they did. They're going to have to try and go for the game a bit more, as Leicester will be a team that they feel like they could probably nick a win against, where really against Liverpool they didn't think that. So I think they will go for a bit more, and they'll be a bit more open. So I think Leicester will find spaces, and I think they will score goals. Liverpool could have scored and probably should have scored a couple of times. Salah missed a couple of sitters. They had a chance clear off the line, and on another day Liverpool win that game. I don't think Newcastle will be lucky enough to keep this Leicester City team out, and I think Leicester City will win this game, and I'm going for a 2-0. Of course, Leicester did draw their last game against Crystal Palace thanks to an Iheanacho penalty miss. But Leicester know what they need to do. They need to win to keep their position in the top 4 intact. And like I said, I think they will do that with a 2-0 win. Chelsea versus Manchester City. Chelsea come to this game off the back of another poor performance, this time against Aston Villa. Chelsea simply have not been good enough recently. And I think some of the blame has to go on Frank Lampard. Like I said in previous weeks, he's got an £80 million central attacking midfielder. He's got Timo Werner and they're not performing. Some of that blame has to go on Frank Lampard. If this was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Mikel Arteta, their jobs will be on the line. Or at least that's what the media would want you to think. Man City, on the other hand, are playing some good stuff. Of course, Manchester City didn't play against Everton thanks to a couple positive COVID-19 tests. Whatever happens, I don't see Chelsea winning the game. I do think it will either be a City win or a draw. What am I going to go for? I'm going to go for a Manchester City 2-1 win. Now, the last game of the week will be Southampton versus Liverpool. Now, Southampton will come to this game quietly confident about their chances, with Liverpool being in pretty poor form, especially to them, considering how dominant they've been over the years in the Premier League, win after win. However, like I said, in the last 2 games against West Brom and Newcastle, they failed to pick up a win. However, Southampton themselves have been poor in front of goal, haven't scored in the last 3 games, and look, Liverpool won't be this bad forever, and Liverpool need to sort themselves out if they want to stay top of the Premier League. Like I said earlier, Manchester United can go joint top if they win their game in hand. So if Liverpool drop more points, Man United can go top of the league. I think it will be a fairly close game. Southampton will just struggle to score and Liverpool will take their chances in this one. I'm going for a 2-0 Liverpool win. Now finally, my player to watch this week will be Arsenal's Bukayo Saka. I'm going for him because I think he's playing fantastic at the moment, and I think he's at the heart of everything positive and good Arsenal are doing at the moment. And if Arsenal are going to win their game 2-0 against West Brom, I think Saka will be a key part to that. I think he provides so much for Arsenal, whether it is assists, goals, or just his general work rate down that right-hand side. He's been fantastic recently, especially since he's been partnered with Smith Rowe and Martinelli. And I think he will be a player to keep your eye on. So, again, he will be my player to watch. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you're new and you haven't already. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video from me. Also, comment down below what you think of my predictions and what your predictions are as well. And please do tune in for the match watch long and match preview for the Manchester United versus Aston Villa game. That will be on my channel. The preview will be at 12 tomorrow and the watch long will start at 7:30 and kickoff is at 8. Anyway, thank you all for watching and I'll see you next time. Peace.